Hey guys, today we are on the bench with the Edge Juice with Attitude package here for the 7.3 and 6.0 Power Stroke diesels. This option that we have selected is the CTS2 version, and we're going to do an unboxing and a breakdown of all the features and basically the specs that run on this kit. So let's jump into all the details here and get this thing popped open. Well, so you can see once you pop this open here, we've got a separate box for all the juice module stuff and then another one for the CTS2 Attitude. We'll break open the juice first here. So there's a couple different pieces. The first thing obviously in this little bubble wrap is going to be the module itself that actually is controlling the ignition timing and the fueling of the truck. So let's slide him out so you can get a look at that. Pretty sleek, decent, I mean what you'd expect. And then we have this big old wiring harness here that's going to plug into the truck to allow the module to actually access all the information it needs. Like I said, to continue to manage the fueling and the timing. Temperature sensor stuff, as well as Velcro pads and zip ties. That way you can get this all mounted and buttoned up the way you want, and you won't have loose wires all over the place. Standard material here as far as a user guide and some basic specs. That covers the juice section of this setup. Now let's take a look at this CTS2 that we've got here. This just has a little sleeve that's going to come off the top, and we can pop this flap open on the side. Now, right at the top here, we've got another pamphlet, and this has just got some information as far as a user guide, some instructions, pretty standard material. We'll put that over here, and then we have the device itself. Super sleek, nice clean 5-inch touchscreen there. We'll go into the details on that a little bit more in just a few minutes. Another little layer of packaging. Looks like we should have a little suction cup. There we go, that's the suction mount, so you can basically stick this thing up on your windshield and run it as a live monitor and actually see the gauges while you're driving. We've got a couple different wiring harnesses here to get everything linked together with the juice system, as well as obviously your OBD2 plug-in and a USB plug-in that'll work with that, and we'll explain some of the details on that in a minute. So here's kind of the general layout of everything you get in the system. So now that we've got everything laid out, let's start talking some of the specs and details. We'll start with this actual juice module. And while the name is a little bit goofy, admittedly, the power gains and the actual functionality of this system is no joke. Basically, this is designed to plug into the truck to access your timing, to adjust that for better power, as well as working with the fuel injectors and the duration that they're going to be pulsing at, so that way you can crank out a little bit more juice from your truck. Now, speaking in terms of power numbers, they can vary a little bit, obviously, depending on other modifications you have in your truck, as well as which engine option you're running. But generally, the juice module can add up to 180 horsepower and another 440 pound-feet of torque at the top end. So that's going to make a significant change, obviously, in how the truck runs and the capability that you have, which is very, very cool. But as we said, those numbers can vary slightly. It's also worth noting that this has 6 on-the-fly adjustments for those power levels, so you can kind of dial it into whatever your application is or how you're using the truck at the time. And that makes it very handy and also keeps the truck safe. Which, speaking of safety, there is some baked-in safety features from Edge with this unit. They use things like cold engine protection, back downs, and a turbo timer to ensure that no matter how you're running your truck or what the conditions are, this isn't going to do anything to destroy your engine or cause you any unwanted problems. So part 2 of the system is the Attitude, as they say, and that is going to be this CTS2 Attitude monitor. This basically will work in conjunction with everything we have here to allow you to run some live gauges that you can customize on the display. You'll get to choose what information you want to show, as well as like what colors and styles you want with those gauges, to get you basically a setup that matches what you like, but also has the information you actually need when you're running your vehicle, instead of other tuners that may only just give you a run-of-the-mill output of just basic engine info. Some other cool features of the CTS2 are going to be the fact that you can run a backup camera into it, and that's what this little yellow port is on the back, as well as doing data logging and monitoring live engine info, as I mentioned previously. But you'll also be able to use this to read and clear DTCs or diagnostic trouble codes. That's going to basically be check engine lights or things that might pop up. This will give you the ability to check those and clear those without having to go to the dealership or go to an auto parts store and have them check it for you. Makes it very simple and gives this a lot more utility than even just a live gauge system. One last neat little feature of the CTS2 is going to be this USB port on the bottom, and that works in conjunction with this cable that I showed you earlier. Basically what that's going to allow you to do is connect this to your computer so that if you have a good internet connection, you can get the latest software updates available for this device. That's a really neat thing to have, because oftentimes when you buy systems like this, you get stuck with whatever software was best at the time, but in a year or so, it can feel out of date. Whereas with Edge's system, you're plugging it in and getting the newest and best software they have available for that device, which gives us some longevity and some added value for the whole kit. So that wraps up all the details and the unboxing on this Edge Juice with Attitude system. If you're interested in picking up this kit for your truck, you can head down the description below, click that link, it'll shoot you over to our website, and we will see you guys next time.